Alright, let's pop down, find the temple.
The island.
And we can skip past this one. Yeah! Alright, so what we're gonna do one more Iblistone one. We had a third option there to work off of, which was,
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper.
Can I skip all of his? Yeah, I can. We're gonna go with the one where we know how to use the Iblistone somehow. I don't know how we're going to be using it, because I haven't been clued in on that one, but I'm curious. How much do you want to bet?
What was he doing?
Oh. You need to get 100% of the endings to get the true ending. I hope not. That'd be really bad. Like, I don't want that. Here's the question. I'm not going to use it for fighting. Like, I'm not going to use the special move for, like, actual combat. But I'm thinking, we might actually be able to use this sword to run around fast. Like, outside of combat.
The Ravens.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Here. They were still searching for...
I'm gonna just skip most of the dialogue, because we don't need to worry about it. Okay, yeah, I doubt they'd make you play through this game 24 times. Oh, this helps.
I felt that all the recent fighting had taught him something new, but he couldn't quite put his paw on it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Are you actually really? Yeah, I just hit continue. Continue. We're just starting the same level over again.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper.
Please let me move at a reasonable speed. Good.
Held hints of other
okay,
things.
so I'm putting that sword away and we're never using it.
Souls. A ruby that drank blood. A jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblistone?
Oh yeah, we can just skip this. We don't need to hear. So, the movement speed up didn't decrease my speed. Using that purple sword in any capacity slows me down. So, I just used it to, like, run around the level quickly. And then I stopped, and suddenly we move at, like, truly painful speeds. How did they not catch that?
Ferocity. The device was a woman. Buy it a drink.
He wants to romance the, He wants to romance the freaking...
We're already here. Cawing and frustrated.
He wants to romance the core. The Sky Ripper. I mean, honestly, if the core was a woman, sure, why not? Buy it a drink. See how far that gets you. It's got death lasers. I don't think you really want death lasers in your woman. Maybe you do. I don't know what kind of women people, like, go for nowadays. I got mine. I'm satisfied. I don't really need to worry about any others. Okay, do we still have any other enemies? We do. Fuck. You know what? Let's go with the truly immortal mode. I'm gonna just keep the healing thing on 24/7. I'm just gonna hold that down. Stick your dick in the glowing crystal. Oh. If we do this, we actually get a nice shortcut. I believe. So let's go this direction. Bender does. Okay, to be fair.
There's a pleasant breeze coming through that door. Had it been closed before?
I don't think Bender is indicative of a normal and or sane person. In any way, shape, or form. I don't know why I went down to grab this. We already knew what we were going to get. Nothing. Just like usual. Oh, we get the Frost Sword now. Eh, why not? I would just let that happen for a second.
This is yours, said Reynardo. But he couldn't hear his enemy's answer.
But it death lasered somebody as they fell. That's great. So now we have definitive proof why we don't want to, why we don't specifically want to, use any of the weapon effects, it seems. Crazy. Let's switch to the flaming sword for this one. The frosty one is a little bit too inconsistent. We've already taken this? Nope. Yes, we have. Okay. It always feels weird when I have to backtrack towards the camera in any way, shape, or form. Feels wrong, really.
There had to be some way to use the Iblis stone. It was old, wasn't it? People are so much cleverer now. And Reynardo was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people. Those flames really bring out your eyes.
Okay. Let's not do fire mode. Fire mode is bright as hell. Let's go back to the Healy sword. It's literally the only safe weapon in this game. I'm just gonna run through fire because I don't care to wait.
The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
Unfortunately, we're starting to recycle jokes here, which kind of sucks. I was hoping for something... I was hoping that wouldn't happen.
Oh, this really didn't have much in the way of safety features, did it?
See, that's a new one. And I'm down to clown with it. But the previous one about the tomb... Oh, wait, you know what? No. The one about the Tomb Raiders was more in regards to... Like, that's actually plot stuff. So, of course it would. Okay, Iblis stone. We don't care.
Purest blackness. It reflected no light. Like a void made blood. It was the stone. Eager. Thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "It's the core," said the stone anxiously. But even though Reynardo knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
Okay, let's go with the third option this time around. Clever plan to use the gem, the Iblis stone. It promised great power to Reynardo. But Reynardo knew that its power came at a cost. He thought of a clever way to have its power without its evil. But Reynardo's clever plans did have a tendency to backfire.
The gem could give great power, but it was evil. But Reynardo had a plan. He would divide the stone into the power half and the evil half. He sought out the sage Calaveras.
"Oh, you need a mirror of splitting."
Croaked Calaveras.
"I can make one."
Calaveras set up various shiny things. And soon Reynardo was setting the stone down in the middle of Calaveras' lab. There was a flash. And now Reynardo was looking at himself, except with a mustache and a goatee and darker hair. There were two Iblis stones, one light and one dark. Reynardo took the light one. He felt a rush of great power. Now I can defeat the Emperor. Wait a minute. Unfortunately, he couldn't think of any way to use it without hurting someone. That wouldn't be nice. "Give me that," said his evil-looking twin. And he drew his sword. He only got it halfway out of the scabbard when he fainted from the effort. Obviously, neither weak, evil Reynardo nor powerful, nice Reynardo was any threat to the Empire. After the Emperor's victory, they were exhibited in a museum until time ended, which was soon after. He tried something bold and paid the price for it. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate soul.
Wow! I agree. That's awesome. That was funny as shit. Alright, shut up. I don't care anymore. Wow. Wow. That was awesome. I really wish we actually had to go through a game where you had, weak, evil Reynardo.
Kill the rebel! Caught one, Raven. Eat the rebel! Caught another.
That's a new one. I like that. Bye. Oh, we're not done yet. Bye. Never mind. Not bye. Ah! Stay away from the exploding man. Exploding man done. Gotcha.
Ravens were already here. Cawing and...
Shut up. Shut up. We don't care. Did that just happen? Oh, that did. And it was awesome. That was really funny. I love those. I love... Honestly, I would rather have 10 really, like, longer, like, twice as long stories with, like, better writing and stuff. Though, honestly, like, the writing isn't bad for this game. It's just, you know, I want deeper, you know, more interesting characters, more interaction, more snark. And then a bunch of, like, choose-your-own-adventure endings that end almost immediately like that. Because that was funny as hell. Yeah, that does not count as the ending to a story, which sucks, because I really wanted it to. Like, I really wanted that to just, like, bring me to the end. It's like, well, you tried.
You couldn't hack this kind of firewall. You had to warm it up to you.
But that was honestly probably...
some way to use the Iblis stone.
I can't skip it, can I?
Wasn't it? People are so much cleverer now. And Reynardo was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people.
Unfortunately, my death ray kind of makes this harder. Just a little bit. Those... Okay, yeah, we got stuck in combat again. Oh, I actually got through there without taking damage. It's secret ending number 1. Technically number 2 or something.
Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
But, like, see, what I want is a game, like, you know, 10 plot lines or 5 plot lines or something like that. Deeper...
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
You know, deeper, longer, more, like, in-depth stories, character interaction and stuff. And then a ton of really short joke endings that take, like, no time. Because I would rather have that than the, harder-to-get-to joke endings that are good. But, like, oh man, these, like, short-to-the-point joke endings are great. Because there's... I can immediately redo the level really fast. Though, I kind of wish it would make me go back and just redo the decision instead. Whatever.
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made... It was the stone, eager, thirsty. Kill the Emperor's daughter. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. Not the core, said the stone anxiously. But even though Reynardo knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
Okay, so we're gonna go try and kill Zenobia, but I think there's a way to spare her at the very end.
Why was he listening to a talking rock? Ah, but the rock had a point.
Alright, so let's get past that. We already know how that plot line goes. Let's see what happens when we pick up after we don't kill her. I think there's still, like, a couple of branches beyond that. I really do wish, at the very least, you could skip 2 branch points in this game.
As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Reynardo had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun. Was it the time of the lost gods before the transcendent emperor? Was it the future? Feed the souls, it whispered. Take the power. He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood. All right, I get it. This was going to be interesting.
Okay. So feed Zenobia to the Iblis Stone. I think we get the ability to, spare her at the end. It's actually been a fair while, so it's kind of easy to forget. Whoops. Well, I guess I death raid him instead. Bye.
Raven can't fly, thought Reynardo. The ravens on Zenobia's island were no match for Reynardo. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls. And with each death, he felt stronger. Take the power, the stone told him.
Nope. If I remember right.
Do worse with Zenobia than he'd done with the core, could he?
If I remember right, this one's like wicked short. If I do it the right way. And by that I mean don't go for any of the side objectives. Can I hit him from a distance? Come on. Fine. Guess not.
Sleep tight, thought Reynardo.
I was really hoping I'd be able to hook him from a distance. Yeah, here she is.
Zenobia was waiting for Reynardo. She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws. Are you here to surrender? She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone. And I've missed you too, love. He chuckled. She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
Those benches are kind of redundant now, aren't they? Yep. Hi. I do really like the death laser. The death laser is making the explosive guys comically easy now. Because I don't have to... It just kills them for me. Which I really appreciate. I'm level 23. Damn.
Finally, Reynardo caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide, frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way. Kill her, whispered the stone. You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please. No, said Zenobia. Not that way. Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be?
Well, we've already done feed her to the stone. Technically, there's another pathway down there, but let's go this way. Spare Zenobia. The Iblis Stone had promised great power in exchange for the blood of Zenobia. Now that she was at his mercy, could Reynardo really kill her? They had been close once in their youth. He could spare Zenobia, but he doubted she would just throw herself in his arms.
Reynardo hesitated. Zenobia was his greatest enemy. She was the Emperor's daughter and his greatest general. And the single person Reynardo least wanted to remove from this world. Especially that way. She was holding her arms out before her, hands fluttering, fending him off with hopeless urgency. Nope. She was weaving a spell. He couldn't move. This thing is evil, she said. She slid the Iblis Stone out of its slot in his gauntlet and slipped it into a bag. Maybe we can learn from it. She eyed him with a strange, wry, apologetic look. I missed you too. And before he could move again, she was gone. Learn from the Iblis Stone? What did that mean? Would she take it to the palace or to the observatory on the Nexus? If she thought it was evil, she wouldn't want it in the palace. And, after all, it was evil, wasn't it? Maybe I can outrace her to the observatory, thought Reynardo. Cats can run faster, but foxes can run longer.
Interesting so far. I'm curious what the end of this one is. I wonder if she ends up going, like, super hippie mode. That'd be interesting.
Reynardo felt a little sick. Ever since Zenobia had taken the stone from him, he'd felt an ache that wouldn't go away. He missed it. He wanted it back. He needed it back. Why hadn't he killed her when he had the chance? She was the enemy. He hadn't even seen her in 14 years. Why had he hesitated? You were a sucker for an empowered woman. Reynardo kicked himself. Don't make that mistake again.
Noticing the dashing and dodging around is interesting. Maybe she will become Dark God time. She's already done Dark God time, though. They don't generally repeat story elements from what I've noticed. Like, they do that really well. So we don't have to, like, we don't have to worry about repeated plot lines usually. Ah, come on. Close enough. Whatever. Not costing me a whole lot of experience to get smacked around like that. Anyway, this is the wrong direction, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Dang it.
Zenobia thought the stone was evil. Was it? Well, yes, but he still longed to have it back. He'd felt so good killing ravens with it, and yet he'd felt unclean ever since he'd touched it. She confused him. She'd made him want to be a better fox, and then she'd abandoned him, never telling him she was the Emperor's daughter, never contacting him since. Well, who was she to tell him the stone was evil? There was a sign. Take the goat across first.
I'm just kind of soaking fireballs here. Like, it honestly doesn't matter that much. We've just got all these Healy juices. Like, who cares? Bye. Done. I can get all my mana back anyway. Because we were in like turbo vampirism mode. Which is nice. Because more or less means we don't have to worry about anything anymore. Which is very appreciated. Though I've noticed sometimes we have trouble insta-killing things. Which is interesting. Oh, he's not dead yet. Now he's dead yet. I wonder if the observatory is just going to be on fire this time around. I don't know. I'm curious. I do like that about the stories. Most of the branches are not predictable. Which I think is actually rather cool.
The scientist's toes were pointing arcane instruments at the stone and looking at it through prisms and reflections. Mine, said Reynardo as he took back the stone. Well, we need it for science, croaked the toads. So he killed them. He felt better immediately. Smarter, too. I thought you'd never come for me, whispered the stone. Then, a far-speaker toad croaked, and something like Zenobia's voice.
Reynardo, leave the stone with the toads. It will swallow your soul. You'll kill everyone you love.
That did seem vaguely familiar, but Reynardo had an army to lead, an empire to bring down.
I think we're going with the deny the stone route here. I think that's the best way to go. So let's go with, it couldn't hurt to listen to Zenobia at least. Zenobia, the Emperor's adopted daughter and greatest general, gave Reynardo a dire warning. Stone would swallow his soul. Maybe she was right, and he was dealing with powers far beyond his grasp. They were enemies, but she had never lied to him. Maybe he should throw the Iblis stone away.
I know you can fight this thing.
Zenobia continued in the far speaker's croak.
You let me live. You know how evil it is. It will destroy you, Reynardo. It will destroy everything you love.
He had tried to convince himself that this time he would control the Iblis stone. But he could feel his will becoming brittle. She was right. He would get rid of it. Right? Now. Or now. He didn't really want to. I know. I'll go to the mountains, Reynardo thought. I'll find the strength to do it in the peace and quiet there.
Well, I mean, I guess he is currently struggling with a evil artifact that is trying to consume his mind, so of course it wouldn't be that easy.
As the Farfarer landed at the foot of the mountains, Reynardo was surprised to find Lapino there. What are you doing here? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. I was stowed away on an Imperial courier ship, dressed up as a combat nurse carrying a general's beak transplant. This is not a great time, said Reynardo, who was pretty sure he did not, in fact, believe Lapino's story. That's when you need your friends, said Lapino. I just need some peace and quiet, said Reynardo, and grimly set out on the path.
Interesting. You know, I'd actually like an ending that does not end on the Imperial ship level. I think that'd actually be kind of interesting. I wonder if, oh, interesting. I wonder if there's, like, a specific ending to, I don't know. I'm curious
Reynardo
what other...
wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build bridges and stairs.
I wonder what other endings there would be, like, that would lead to you finding out Lapino's a traitor. I pretty much ignored them all. As a lazy person. But I am curious. Lapino becomes Dark God. There was one... I tried that at one point. I thought it was going to work, too, but it didn't. And I was rather disappointed. Well, I did nothing there. I did stuff.
Reynardo told his friend how he had slaughtered the toads, and how he had nearly slain Zenobia. A terrible burden, this Iblis stone, sympathized the rabbit. Yeah, but I need it. For the rebellion. Do you now? You know, you're a pretty fine fighter before you're wielding a demonic decoration. Oddly, the sword wasn't whispering at him to kill Lapino. Up ahead in the mountains, there was a peaceful spot. If he could rid himself of his burden anywhere, it was there.
Maybe this is a Lapino is a traitor thing, and he actually gets the stone and kills us. Yeah, I'm honestly curious. That's probably the most likely.
Oh, hey.
One.
There's a couple of red spots on your feathers.
Ah, damn.
Oh, hey.
I've heard this one
Not
before.
yet.
I don't like it when I hear things a second time. Where's the other one? There you are. Can I fire them off? Nope. Close enough. We're getting a lot of experience here, which is always nice. It's gonna take a long time before I finish leveling up my character, though. Like the full way. Oh, shit. Should've just gone with the lift. Well, I tried. That was glitchy looking. Yeah. You don't get that perfect on a short combat, you lose a lot of experience. Oh, well. It's not so bad. So let's see if I can just bypass. Damn it. I think now that we've got the movement speed upgrade, I'll go for the, I'm gonna go through the dash through anything, like the dash damage, whatever. I think that's a reasonable choice. I don't know what else I'm gonna do with myself. Oh man, this area feels so much easier to traverse now that I'm not walking at 5 feet per minute. Let's see. Any ducks in this game? It's always rabbit season. You know, I'm actually a little bit disappointed about that. There have been bunnies. There have been toads. There's a cat and a fox. There are literally no other races represented here. They mentioned puppies and, like, kittens and stuff. But that's it. And I'm actually kind of disappointed because, you know, I was kind of... Alright, I can't...
See? With enough leverage, you could go anywhere.
There we go. Like, I'm actually rather disappointed that they didn't
Reynardo
have...
thought it would make a difference, snatching the Iblis stone before the Emperor could get it. And it would destroy him. Zenobia and Lupino, they were both trying to save him. Peace. That was what he needed.
Oh, no Calaveras.
So much for peace and quiet. There was Lupino. Again.
You're stronger than some dumb rock,
Lupino said.
let's just bury it, and no one will ever find it again.
Reynardo could feel the spirit energy of all those dead ravens inside him, pecking away. The rabbit was right. Even if the rabbit was a traitor, he was still right. He tore the Iblis stone from his gauntlet and threw it into the hole Lupino had dug. The stone was silent. Probably sulking.
Now whoop those Imperials,
Said Lupino. Are you coming?
Ah, no, I can't come with you. It's my old injury, you know. Recently, it's been acting up terrible. I'd be no use to you at all.
So Reynardo boarded the Farfarer alone. Reynardo felt lonely on board the Farfarer. How could his old friend Lupino, miraculously escaped from the Empire, leave him to face the final battle alone? Well, he'd abandoned Lupino before, hadn't he? It was only fair. And of course he felt lonely. He'd given up the Iblis stone and all the souls he fed it. Of course he felt alone. But he had done the right thing. It had been hard to do, but there was no better feeling than that. Zenobia would be so proud of him.
You know, I'm a little bit disappointed that you know he's a traitor. You know he's probably going to take the stone. I kind of wish you could actually, like, go down that plot line and just chuck it off the edge. It's like, nah. And just watch it as it plummets to whatever's below the clouds. Because they've already established that, like, you don't go below the cloud cover below.
The battle, alas, was not going well. He no longer had the stone, and he'd never gotten the core. Lupino wasn't with him, and he was up against Zenobia, out there somewhere, maneuvering the Emperor's forces. The rebels had been outnumbered from the start, and he still had that aching longing for the stone. But that is what it means to be a hero. He would fight his way to Zenobia. He would show her what he was capable of. Just him, with no diabolic accoutrements. He would win, no matter the odds.
Current objective, kill the Emperor. Wow, nice long shot. Was not expecting that, but it worked. Okay, come on. Grabby, grabby. I'm not close enough. Come on, there we go. I always feel so accurate when I make that work properly, but no dice.
Yes,
Out there somewhere.
that was it. Pirouette, slash, parry, dodge. Reynardo had never done such good work in a fight. He wished the poets were along to sing of his exploits for his old age. Maybe he wouldn't have to kill Zenobia. Maybe he could defeat her and take her prisoner. Then he could turn the tide against the Emperor. If she wasn't Crown Princess, once this was all over, she'd have more time for him, right?
We done? Nope, we've still got this guy. There we go.
It was all coming back to him. He wondered what he'd remember next.
Very little. Well, I guess everything. We're probably gonna have completed like our entire line. Oh, the shield guys don't get the exclamation marks above their heads because they got the shield. Probably. Makes sense anyway. Yeah, so this is either Dark Lupino.
These platforms are great. Reynardo wanted one for his house.
This is totally going to be like a Dark Lupino ending. Which is kind of cool, actually, because Lupino's gotten, like, the least amount of screen time for this entire game. Despite the fact that he's, like, pretty much the second character mentioned in the entire game. Like, I didn't even know Zenobia existed until, like, I guess the end of the demo back in the day. Oh, they do get the exclamation mark. I guess I'm just not very aware of things. But yeah, I'd love to do this mission again and be like, Lupino's totally going to take the stone, just chuck it off and see what happens differently. But I bet this is either Iblis or Traitor ending.
By some miracle, Reynardo fought his way to the Emperor's ship. He was exhausted, bleeding, but he'd found the strength to reject the stone. Zenobia came out of the ship. "Reynardo!" she shouted, and then she fell down and died. Lupino was behind her, wielding a sword that seemed to suck all the light out of the sun. "You idiot! You threw the stone away!" cried Lupino. "You said it was evil." "It hates sanctimonious prigs like you," laughed Lupino. "And we're having a grand old time." Reynardo turned and ran. But no matter where he ran, Lupino jumped in front of him until Reynardo was cornered. "That boy could hop. You wouldn't do this to an old friend, would you?" cried Reynardo. "You mean this?" said Lupino, as he slid the sword into Reynardo's guts. "Damn it! Again?"
Yep, betrayal ending. Figured as much. Let's see. New story completed. Number 2. What friends are for? What kind of hero are you? A hero who doesn't need diabolic accoutrement to beat unsurmountable odds. Isn't it supposed to be insurmountable? Ah, whatever. Anyway, Wind Essence. So I got 3 more betrayal endings. Probably most of them revolve going down that starting path. We're slowly filling this out. It's interesting that these... Oh, they light up based on whose ending it is specifically. That's neat. I like that a lot. Alright. So do we keep going with this? Do we keep just farming endings? Or what do you guys want to do? Because I don't mind switching, but I don't mind keeping up with this. Yeah. And nobody's surprised. I really wish there were options... Like, okay, one thing I don't like about this game is I really wish a lot of these, like, extra story branches opened up based on my previous choices. Because they don't. You can get access to all of these right from the get-go. And I think it would be really cool if there were only, like, 4 things immediately, and then you get branches, and if there were actually multiple good endings depending on what you do. I think that might even be better as well. Because currently the way it works is, like, these are just all the options you could have had along the way. And I feel like that's a little bit limiting. And a little bit... I'm going to say dull, but I don't know if dull's the right word to use. But I think it would be cool to run into it that way. Because, like, I'd love that one if that was, like, plotline 1, or one of the plotlines for Lupino betraying you. And then you could redo it a second time around, but, you know, just chuck the stone over the edge and do it anyway. So he doesn't betray you, because he can't. Because he doesn't have the stone, and instead it's something completely different. Like, that would be really cool.